What is going on, you guys? It's your girl Diana, back at you with another YouTube video. The Hisuian Samurott raids are just around the corner, so today I'll be going over some counters that you might want to bring in order to take these raids down. So let's go ahead and hop into it. Okay, so per usual, first things first, let's go ahead and take a look at what exactly we're going to be going up against once we do hop into these raids. Well, allegedly, since we haven't actually hopped into them yet. But of course, Hisuian Samurott is going to be level 100. This is a 7-star raid, and just like every other 7-star up to this point, it will most likely have its hidden ability, which is Sharpness, which I talked about this in the announcement video, and this is going to make this raid a little bit more difficult than the other 7-star Hisuian raids. And that's because Sharpness multiplies the power of any slicing moves that Samurott can use by 1.5 times, which means that Hisuian Samurott is gonna hurt. And on top of that, EV wise, it does have an HP stat of 90, an attack stat of 108, so obviously it's going to be a physical attacker, a defense stat of 80, a special attack stat of 100, so it can still hit you on the special side, a special defense of 65, so you're gonna definitely want to hit it on the special defense side, and a speed stat of 85. And I almost forgot, it is going to be a pure water type during this raid, as it is going to have the water tera. However, normally it is a water and dark type Pokemon, and it does have a pretty diverse moveset as well, which, speaking of moves, the moves that I can definitely see them throwing on there are number 1, Ceaseless Edge. I can also see them putting Aqua Cutter on there because not only is that a slicing move, so it'll take advantage of the Sharpness ability, but it does also have a high critical hit ratio. And not to mention its stab, because it is a water type move. So Tera Water Samurott with Aqua Cutter and Sharpness and a high crit ratio doesn't sound like a very good time to me, but we're gonna deal with it. For coverage, I can definitely see them throwing X Scissor on there, since once again that is technically a slicing move, so it will take advantage of the Sharpness ability, and maybe another coverage move like Sacred Sword, since once again it takes advantage of the ability. And Sacred Sword also ignores any like stat buffs that you might give yourself. For example, anything that increases your defense will be ignored by Sacred Sword. Other moves that I can potentially see them throwing on there are things like Razor Shell, since it does have a 50% chance to lower your defense by 1 stage. Surf is always a possibility, as it hits everybody on the field, and like you saw, it does still have a good amount of special attack investment. So if they did want to give it a mixed moveset like they do oftentimes in these raids, then Surf is definitely a good option, and is also stab. It does also get access to Sword Dance, so if it does want to make itself hit even harder, it can do that if it wants to and raise its attack by 2 stages. And it also gets access to Rain Dance, which is of course going to boost the power of any water type moves it has, like Aqua Cutter or Surf or whatever they feel like giving it. But now that we have a bit of an idea of what exactly we might be going up against once we do hop into these raids, let's go ahead and hop into some counters that me and my community members have come up with for you to hopefully easily take down these raids. So per usual, I do have 2 different attackers for you to choose from and 2 different support Pokemon for you to choose from in case you want to bring either or. Both of these are going to be special attackers, since like we saw when we went over Hisuian Samurott's EV spread, it is going to be weakest on the special side. So it's probably best if we go with special attackers. Also, look at this full odds shiny that I just found while I was literally training all of these guys to make this video. Say hello to Blue. Ain't he adorable? But up first for our attackers, we do have none other than Jellybean the Bellybolt, who is of course going to be a pure electric type, and for the purposes of this raid should be an electric Tera. It is also going to be holding the Metronome item, which does boost the power of moves that you use repeatedly, and you'll see why in a second. But EV spread wise, it is going to be full HP and full special attack with a special attacking nature, and its ability is going to be Electromorphosis, which means that whenever it gets any type of damage done to it, it's going to boost up its electric type moves, which would come in very handy since Hisuian Samurott is going to be a pure water type. And moveset wise, you'll see why we have holding the Metronome here. We have Slack Off, Acid Spray, Chilling Water, and Parabolic Charge. So Slack Off is there for HP recovery if necessary. Acid Spray is there to lower Hisuian Samurott's special defense. Chilling Water is there to lower its attack. And Parabolic Charge is going to be the move that you spam so that Metronome can make it more powerful, on top of Electromorphosis and your Electric Tera. Parabolic Charge does also give you a little bit of HP recovery as well, so this is going to be a great option if you do want to go into these raids solo. Of course, you can also bring this in a group as well, but this is going to be a great option if you don't have a group to go into the raids with. The second option that we have for attackers is going to be Rotom Wash, which is of course an electric and water type, and for the purposes of this raid will be an electric Tera. It is going to be holding the Life Orb, which does have the small drawback of actually having you lose some HP every time you do attack, but it also boosts the power of your own attack. And EV spread wise, it is going to be full HP and full special attack as well, with a special attacking nature. And for its moveset, we went ahead and gave it Nasty Plot, Discharge, Thunderbolt, and Thunder. So for Rotom, this is definitely going to be more of a group strategy, so they can help you set up on top of your Nasty Plots and have either your Discharge, your Thunderbolt, or your Thunder hit harder on top of your Life Orb. And then that way you don't have to actually use an attack as many times in order to actually take Samurott out, so that you won't be losing as much HP, since as you can see, we don't have any HP recovery on Rotom. So Rotom would definitely need a good support group behind it, but it does have the ability to hit pretty hard. And if you are more of a support Pokemon type person, our first option here is going to be Clodsire. Remember, for your support Pokemon, the Tera doesn't really matter as much, since you're typically not going to Tera these if you are going in with a group. But Clodsire is going to be a poison and ground type Pokemon, and I do have it holding the Citrus Berry item so that it can get a bit of HP recovery. EV spread wise, it is going to be full HP and full defense with a defense nature, and its ability is going to be Water Absorb, which means that if Hisuian Samurott does decide to hit you with any water type moves, instead of taking any damage from them, you are going to have your HP restored instead. And moveset wise, we do have Chilling Water, Helping Hand, Acid Spray, and Recover on it. Recover is there for extra HP recovery, Acid Spray is there to lower Hisuian Samurott's special defense, Helping Hand is there to help set up your Rotom or whatever other attacker you're bringing in, and Chilling Water is there to lower Hisuian Samurott's attack. And last but not least, in a little bit different of a role than you usually see it, as our second support option, we have Azumarill, which is of course a water and fairy type Pokemon, and we do also have it holding the Citrus Berry. Once again, Tera type doesn't really matter for these guys. For its ability, Azumarill is going to have the Thick Fat ability, and EV spread wise, it is going to be full HP and full defense as well, with a defense nature. And for its moveset, it does have Chilling Water, Helping Hand, Fake Tears, and Charm. Both Chilling Water and Charm are going to lower Hisuian Samurott's attack stat. Helping Hand is of course going to help set up your attacker, and Fake Tears is going to lower special defense. However, remember that Fake Tears does not go through the shield, so if you do bring Azumarill, you can't Fake Tears once the actual shield goes up. However, if you have Acid Spray, that does go through the shield. But there you have it. Those are some of the suggestions that we have come up with for you to take into the Hisuian Samurott raids. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful, and if you did, I kindly suggest you consider subscribing so that I can continue to make content for you guys. And if you are already subscribed and you would like another way to support the channel, feel free to check out the merch store. There is a link down below in the description that takes you to not only my merch store, but also all of my other socials, so you can keep up with what I'm doing on a daily basis. But feel free to leave a comment down below if you have any other suggestions for what you might be bringing into this Hisuian Samurott raid. And thank you all so much for watching, and also thank you to those of you who have joined the channel as members. I appreciate you all so much. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.